And welcome back, guys, to another Sunday's edition of the Rockhound Channel. William here, and on today's episode, yes, it's another Detecting Odyssey. We're going to check out my backyard. We're going to check every area around here, around my house, and see whether or not we get lucky once again and find more coins and treasure. So don't go anywhere. Let's get started. Alright guys, first and foremost, I gotta remind all you guys to please be sure to like, subscribe, and make sure you check that notification button. 2025 has been off the hook thus far, and we're just patiently waiting on them river levels. Until then, guys, we got tons of content to come in your way. So please be sure to like and subscribe, and I look forward to your comments. So once again, guys, we're out here along my side yard. We're first starting out here because we had some pretty decent targets up here. I've already got some marked out, as you see, along here, and I'll show you there. Let's get you turned around over here, huh? You guys can see if the camera will let me. There we go. Now we got some targets in your sights. So all those spots where all you see all those wood planks, those markers, those have been on some humdingers thus far. So we're going to go ahead, get started, get digging. I'm going to do some more detecting and see if whether or not this booger, with the brand new programs we put in her, will get some gosh darn good coins. Let's see what we get. So once again, we're out here on the side yard, and we're going to go ahead and turn on the CTX 3030. We turn around and programmed all of those new setups that were found in the book, and today we're going to hit this up in gold mode. Now this is supposed to be for jewelry, certain gold coins, but I'm also discovering this booger is starting to find bits of little bobs of gold. I have some mystery blobs that I got to show you guys that this thing hit up, and it was pretty good. All right, let's get fired up. God, I love that sound. All right. There we go. All right, let me get laced up in here, and we're going to go ahead and give her initial ground balance. That's one thing you do on all your detectors. Once again, we're in gold mode. If I can get in there, if you guys can see that, we're in gold mode. So I'm going to go ahead and hit our ground balance real quick first. So the detector gets a good sense of what we got underneath us. Now it knows what we have. We're ready to go. Back over our old targets. I want to be sure that I got what we got going on here. Yeah. We got something right about there still. That sucker's a humdinger. Yeah, that's really coming off pretty good. Let's hit that up. There she is. We're going to go ahead and dig that one first. I'll come back to you guys with the find. Alright guys, we're right below our target. We're going to go ahead and take a look in here. She sang like a canary, so we're gonna hope that we got ourselves a nice coin in here. So hang tight guys, we're about to get started. Now I'm going a little big on my plug this time around because there was several targets that were kind of hanging out in the outskirts of what I marked off first. So we're gonna see if whether or not maybe that may be some trash. We're gonna, like I said, we're still testing out this program and see if whether or not it's gonna be good out in the field, especially here in Wisconsin. So let's go ahead and pull our plug and see what we got. We got some tough soil around here in Wisconsin, trust me. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get gloved up here and get all this mess pulled out up on the site, and we're gonna go ahead and hit it up with our Profine 35 and see if whether or not we can find those treasures. So hang tight. All right, guys, let's go ahead and pull out our plug here. Oof. See, around in my yard, I've got a mixed bag of different soils. I've got clays, I've got super rocky soil, super sandy soil. So I never know what I'm going to get until I break past the grass. So we're going to just carefully dig out all the bits there. That way I can save them later. Again, another important tip. If you're at a park or anywhere else, carry yourself a piece of plastic with you. You know, like a 3x3 square piece of plastic. That way you can put your plug right in front of you. All your dirt that you're going to take from that hole, put it over here on the side, guys. That way it's all nice and clean. You throw it all back in the hole after you find your targets, Then you put your plug back in there, stomp it on down, and go on your way. So let's get in here. See, I'm not doing that because I'm in my yard. Why would I care? All right. Oof. Lots of stones in here, as always. Now, I found a few oddballs here. It appears I've got a lot of glacial till that's sitting underneath my soil, so every small stone that I come across, I take a look at real carefully with my jeweler's loupe down in the shop. It appears I have just found one. There's a strange one. It's got a lot of green, a lot of strange color to it. Oh yeah, and it's flat too, so that might be some kind of shale. We're gonna see what that is later. All right, let's keep digging. I want to get a good, nice hole out of here. Sometimes it's best to go through it with your little bits. Ooh, what did I tell you about that clay? There it is. Ooh, that's super rich clay. Oh yeah, that is. Oh, we're gonna bag that up. We're gonna run that in the gold pan. There we go. Oh yeah, that's some good clay. All right, set that aside. All right, let's go see what we got on the Profine 35. Get that up out of there. Oh, right there. So we got one there. Yeah, we got one there. And, oh, maybe it's just the two targets? I don't know. I'm seeing where that clay is over here. It's hiding right here. So we're going to go ahead and hit that up too. We're going to dig that up out of here. Get all that put in the bag and we're going to break it up. See, we got a little bit of gold. All right. I'm going to dig this one up out of the hole first. And then we'll go ahead and hit the plug and see what we got. All right. Go. Oof. Oh yeah. Tons and tons of clay. Wow. I just saw this fall out of the hole too. Lots of it. Just tons of that clay. That's good stuff. Good stuff. All right, let's see if I found it yet. Oh, I got it out of there. Let's go see if whether we got ourselves a coin or whether or not this might be such. Oh, I see the culprit. Barbed wire, of all things. Barbed wire. Oh, that's good to get out of my yard. All right, we'll put that over here. We'll hit that one more time. See if we find any more in the hole. Oh, where did I just heard it. Ah, it's hiding. Yeah, it's hiding in there. I just heard it. That could be more of that barbed wire. Let's see. I'm going to dig around in here. Oh. Got it. It's right in there. All right, let's go and get that. All right. Sweet. Would have never guessed going in my own backyard I'd find all sorts of treasures. All right. Not seeing it visible yet. But that don't mean anything. This is exactly how I found that Morgan silver. Right over by my pine tree. Oh, got more of that. Oh, getting too close to the shovel again. Oh, where did you go? Sometimes the Profine 35 can give you a false positive. I know that they improved that with the Profine 40, and I know they're a bit on the pricey range, but when you're starting out, guys, and you're going to go ahead and go with Minelab, this is your first starter. I like the Profine 35. It actually does pretty decent out there. It works in clays, works in sands, any of the rocky soil. And this thing snips out iron like you would not believe. I found some very oddball iron sets that I still have yet to figure out what they are, if whether or not they're a meteorite. All right, let's go back through the hunt here. I'm going to give up on that target. All right, let's find that one real quick here. Break it up. More of that clay, goodness. Oh, Did I just find it? That it? Maybe. Nope, that's not it. Oh, wow, it's really going off. Oh, it's somewhere in here. Let's see if it's in my hand. Not my hand yet. Oh, there we go. Got something there. Let's sift that out. Oh, I'm not seeing it. Oh, maybe. That it? Let's see if we got. Yeah, that's it. Yep, that would have been a U-nail. That would have been something that barbed wire would have definitely been hooked up to. So every once in a while, trash will show up. It's just like any other typical detector. All right. Oh, yeah, another one right there. Where'd you go? That's another bed. No. Hey, all right. Gold. Right in my own backyard, guys. Holy cats. Nice little bitty bed of gold. Heck yeah, I know where that's going. I've got just the thing for it. Right here. There she be. So like I said, it does have the tendency of finding little titty bits of gold. And this is proof. There's a little bit of gold sitting in that stone, and that's what that detector was showing off. So that's pretty gosh darn good. In the bag it goes. All right, let's go back through that. And nothing else. So you know the drill, guys. Fill that hole. Put the plug back in. And stomp it down, guys. Just like that. All right, guys. I'm off to the next target. I'll see you there. All right, guys. Once again, we're only about, I don't know, 2-3 feet from our last target. We have one right here dead ahead of me. We're going to go ahead and get this one set up and see what we get. All right. We got our X pulled up. Let's get our marker out of the way. Let's go see what we got. Oh yeah, she's a singer too. And she's right in that acceptance area, so that's a good sign. So let's go ahead and pinpoint it. Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a darn good one. Let's get her dug up, guys. All right. Still cannot believe I found that little titty bit of gold. That is exciting. And pay mind, guys. Our area here in Wisconsin has got a ton of different alluvial gravels. So it's no surprise personally for me that we found something like that. So it's something to keep in mind if you're doing this stuff. You just might find yourself a bit of gold. Later on, I'm going to show you the very first detector Brandon and I trained on. So don't go anywhere. All right, let's get this hole open. Oh, tough ground. We haven't had rain the last 2 days. I'm grateful for that, but woof. You want an upper body workout, do this for 3 days. Whew. All right. Get in there. Get that plug. A lot of roots. All right. I think we got her. All right. Climb up here. Oof. I went down about 6 inches. That's what most of these shovels are. They're about 6 inches long, so that's a good thing. And this here is the Diamond Digger. I love this thing. Absolutely cool shovel. It's got a serrated edge on it, made out of titanium. Excellent piece of equipment. Never rust either. There's our plug. All right, we're gonna go over our plug first. I'm gonna hit it up with the detector here. Oh, it's saying it's there. Oh yeah. Got some weird call. 3 targets. Oh yeah, she's in there. There's like 4 of them in there. All right. So we'll go ahead and bust this up. See what we got. I like to shake them out real good. Get as much of that dirt as possible out of here. Yeah. Goofy bugs. All right. Well, I'm not seeing anything just yet. Not to my knowledge. Not yet. I don't mean anything. There could be a ton of different materials that are sitting up in here. Alright. Alright. Nothing within the roots, but we're going to hit it again here with the Profine. 35 here. We're going to go ahead and see what we got. Anything in there? No. Oh, I see my culprit. Gosh darn aluminum again. That booger's got some numbers on it. I think that's an ID tag for like maybe a homing pigeon or something of that nature. It's got some numbers on it. Pretty cool. All right, we're gonna check our hole next. No IDs in the hole. So that was pretty good. All right, onwards to the next target, guys. I plumb killed the detector. Didn't realize that my gosh darn battery was low. So we're going to take a little bit, get this back charged up, and then we're going to go ahead and get back out there, guys. All right, our battery's all charged up. Let's get back to it. All right, guys, I ended up with some bad news. We're about to get ourselves some storms over here, so we may get a little bit of wet. So we're going to go ahead and hurry on, get these targets dug up, get them down to the shop and washed up. And of course, we got that clay that we got to do. Let's hope we got something in that too. We're also going to see about getting to my side yard before this gosh darn rain comes. So don't go away. Ooh, I almost stepped into those boogers. Ooh, that would have been awful. Especially with flippy flops on. Ooh, that would have really sucked. Ooh, guys, it's starting to sprinkle again. Uh-oh. All right, we got to get started here. Oof. Let's get this balance back out. All right, we're back in business. All right, let's go ahead and hit this up. That is showing all day something goofy right there. Let's go ahead and hit it up. All right, let's go ahead and dig it up. It's starting to sprinkle here, guys. Oof. Oof. All right. Oh, this is a sure big change up from yesterday, guys. It was hotter than all get out. All right. It was almost 90 degrees out here. All right, let's get a plug dug and let's get her hole. Oh, come on, rain. Stay away for a little bit longer. Oof. Ooh. Yeah, that's some tough ground. Oh. All right. See if we can get her pried up out of there. There we go. Come on, up out of there. Some good roots. Good roots. All right, there's our plug, guys. We're gonna go ahead and get it started on that, and let's see what we got. See whether or not it's up in there. Not seeing anything there. Oh, there it is. Whatever it is, it's right there. Let's get her out of there. I forgot my gloves over at the table. That kind of happens. All right. Let's see anything visible. Oh, was it this? Was it that? Nope. Is it in there? No luck. All right, let's keep going. Get a nice clean spot there. Pick that up. Oh, it's still there. Oh, another target right there. What do we got? Ah, another gosh darn nail. Ah! Yeah, get rid of that. Eat us. Alright, see what else is in there. Yeah, it's still there. We got another one right there. Alright, dig in there good. Alright. Get that out of here. Ooh, that's starting to feel cold. Yeah, right there. Another gosh darn nail. Ugh. Eat us. So one more time. Yeah, I got another one in there. Don't I? Let's see here. There's something else stuck in there. Yep, another nail. Gosh darn nails. Ah. All right. Anything else in the hole? All right, nothing in the hole. So that was a trashy one. That sucks. Oh, what do I have there? That's something. I'll watch it be another nail, right? We're gonna call that probably a nail. All right, I'm gonna check this real quick, just to be sure. That one's set about 6 or 8 inches, so that's entirely possible. All right, let's get that back in the hole. Here comes that rain. All right. We're gonna probably wait out this storm, guys. We'll go over to the shop, we'll check what finds we got thus far, and then come back out here in just a moment. All right, let's get this plugged in there. Ooh, that rain's cold. Oof. All right. Ooh. Yeah, here it comes. Oh boy. All right. Let's hurry on. Oof. All right. Oh, stop that out. All right, that's one more that's out of the way. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left to go. So we're gonna wait this storm out. Hopefully this rain will moisturize this ground a bit so we can actually get into it a little bit better. Ooh. All right, I'll see you guys in the shop. Ooh, the rain's really coming down out there. All right, so I brought our bucket in, and we got a few other things that I forgot to show you guys earlier. So now I was out there and found myself a few nice chunkers of quartz out in my yard. Absolutely awesome chunkers of quartz. Some of these got some inclusions in them. We're going to hope that there's some good stuff in here. Another big old chunker of iron. Just a monster. That was in the yard too. Here's another piece. Decent stuff. We'll clean these up later on in the video. And I'll get to that piece here in a minute. There's another piece of that. Absolutely cool. All right. So now off to the mystery ones, which I have no idea what's going on in them. These big old weedy chunks right there. We're going to go ahead and probably crush these up later and see what's going on. They were really singing. And they don't look like they're like chunks of metal. They're actually stone. So we're going to see what we got in those. And then, of course, it wouldn't be my yard if I wasn't finding some kind of antique bottle. And I'll show you a bunch that I did discover out here when I was just trying to dig up a bird pit. And there's some really super old ones. We're going to check this out with the shortwave UV light later on in another episode. Don't go anywhere. There are going to be a bunch of those. Oh, there's another piece of that goofy glass. I hope that fluoresces. Any of these old bottles, I've had luck. They all fluoresce a weird color, like a blue or a green. It's really cool. Nope. And another one of those weedy chunks. And of course, I'd find me a seashell. That's usually a typical thing in my yard. Another one of those chunkers. Alright. And then, of course, we got our stuff here. Oh, I did bring in a nail, of course. And we got our clay here. And we're going to go ahead and wash this up and see what we got in just a moment. I'm going to go ahead and get this full of water, start breaking this stuff up, and we'll get this in a pan it out, and see what we got. Alright guys, I got that sucker full of water. We're going to go ahead and knead those out and see what kind of values we got in there. I'll show you that here in just a second. Oh wow, there's a lot of stuff in here, guys. Oof. I'm not mistaken. There's actually some black sands up in this. So, as soon as I start getting this all cleaned up, guys, oof, there's a lot in here. All right, guys, I'll be back. All right, guys, looks like we got some black sands up in there. Let's go ahead and get this up in a pan. Let's see what we got. All right, let's get this going. All right. Oof. There goes all the black sand. All right, cool. All right, see what we got, guys. I am excited. That was a lot of black sands. Right out of my backyard. Let's see what we got in there. A little foggy. I'm going to try to clear out that water quick. Hang tight. All right, let's dump out the nasty water. There's my rock cement. There's my babies. All right, that's better. We can see now. All right, didn't get all the clay balls out of there, but let's see what we got. Here it comes up. All right. Ooh, there is. There is, guys. Right there. Gosh, that's more than I've gotten all this week. What? I don't know if you guys can see that. Let me see if I can get you in here. Oh boy, there's a bunch in there. All right, let me get over here. Let me get over in there. Can you see it? Right there. A bunch of nice gold bits in there. Let me get you turned around and you guys can see this. Hold on. 1 second here. Look at that. I knew that clay felt extra heavy. Oof. You'll never guess what I'm going to be doing later on. I'm going to be digging that up. There's that in the ground. Who knows what else is coming up out of there? Heck yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what to say right now. I didn't even get all the clay balls. There's a bunch right there that I got to pull apart. And they're just packed full of black sands. What on earth? What? God, there must be, what, 20 or so better colors? Look at that big one. Goodness gracious. As you see from the kind of frameage there, it's got a weird color to it. Some of it's got like a purple blue, like sand to it. I don't know if that's just the lighting or whatever playing tricks on me in the screen, but that's insane. You know where that's going, guys. That's going up there in the vial. Definitely. So we got another 20 plus colors in here. Absolutely awesome. That gets us almost to that 500 colors. We're getting close. Absolutely awesome. All right, you guys, I got something super cool to show you here. These are some of the stones that I pulled out of the holes, and look what they're doing. That is odd. Let me get these flipped over. So here is some of the collections that I've gotten out of my yard in the past couple of years. This bottle in particular was one that we discovered when I was digging up a burn pit, digging for one actually, just out in front of my house, and this thing was fully intact, and the cork was just barely there. It just disintegrated as soon as I started trying to get it pulled out. But watch this. Now these here are some of the marbles that I discovered in that area. And then of course these are my two globules that I found just as of yesterday. So watch this with the shortwave UV light. You seeing that, guys? Look at how well that lights up. Absolute iridescent green. Absolutely awesome. There we go. Wanted to go nuts on me there for a second. Absolutely insane. I've never seen anything quite like that. So these must be super old marbles. So that's something that you guys may have to look for when you're out there doing your digging. Now I personally believe that these are maybe some kind of clay. When I first saw these, I was like, okay, they feel like glass, but I'm not quite sure. But there was a bunch of these that popped right up out of the dirt. So that's something really cool that I've discovered here. And there's probably a bunch of them out there. I'll have to continue to dig around one of these days. All right, guys. The rains have finally subsided. We're going to go ahead, pick up right where we left off. Let's go ahead and see what other targets we can dig up out of here. All right. Get my little awesome pen back over here in my slot. There we go. All right. Let's get the digging again, huh? All right. Sweet. Off we go. So this one's a bigger X. I'm thinking this guy was another screamer. Kind of questionable on the detector, but we'll see what we got. A lot of these were sitting in about the 6 to about 8 inch depth, so that could literally be anything. And since we had found that clump of clay that had some gold in it, who knows, guys, we might find some more here. All right. Oh. Getting this pulled out. Alright, there we go. Nice and easy. There we go. Ooh, I hear thunder in the distance. Yes, I do. Alright. Let's get this stuff up out of here. Alright, there we go. And one more chunk. There we go. Left my, oh, there we go. There's my gloves. Did all that unnecessarily without. Yeah, everything's all moist. All right, let's get our gloves on. All right, looks like I disturbed some ants. Yay. Let's get started over here, guys. Let's see what we can find. All right. Oh. Right away. Let's see what we got. Another chunker of that barbed wire. Yeet. Alright. Let's go back through it again. Here. Oh, got a bunch right there. Yeah. Let's see what we got there. Oh yeah, I'm seeing all sorts of weird stuff going on up in here. Let's see here. Oh, oh, oh. Whatever that is. Yeah, I'm hearing that thunder off in the distance. Oh, got another nail. That one looks kind of square-like. Interesting. But not interesting enough for me to keep it. Yeet. Alright, back at it. We got one right there again. Yeah. Right there. Eventually we're going to find ourselves a coin or two. Yep, got some more of that weird aluminum foil. That's no good. We got one right there. Oh, we're getting somewhere. Alright. Well, got it out of the hole. Let's see. Well, maybe not. Did it? Oh, yes it did. It's right there. Alright. Get rid of that. We don't want that getting hit again. It's always a guessing match. Right about in there, huh? Wow, that booger's really weird. Very strange. Good luck. Nope. Oh, there it is. Ah, another nail. Another chunker of nail. Goodness gracious. There's a lot of nails. Still no other treasures in here. I got another one right there. See, this one was a mixed bag. I couldn't determine what we all had in here. So, let's see here. Nope, nothing there. It's right there. We'll get it out. We'll eventually find what we got going on in here, huh? Oh, may have found it. Well, isn't that strange looking? Looks to me like it's a locking mechanism. Kind of modern. I could be just off from a screen door. That looks very familiar to me. I pulled apart a screen door or two to repair them. That's exactly what we got there. Ah, more junk. Here's a tip, guys. You're gonna find more junk than you will coins. And it doesn't matter what program you put in there. Usually those programs only signify what you got here. It'll just narrow it down. You're still gonna find that trash. Alright, let's go back through that hole one more time. That could be why it was showing me some coins. But I'm seeing more stuff in here. Yeah, right there. Well, we'll get to the bottom of this eventually. Ooh, what is that? What you got there? Nope. Goodness gracious, it is way down there. Now we're going almost 10 inches. Pretty close to it. Well, there's more of that clay, guys. It's a little brittle this time around. Oh, what the heck? This one's a mystery. Oh, there we go. Whatever that was. Ah, boy. Up there. Moved it. Let's see what we got in there. Apparently got awful humid on me. Let's see. Is it in there? Oh, it's in there somewhere. Yeah, it's in there. Whatever the heck it is. Oh, another just funny. Yep. Another chunker of aluminum. Goodness gracious, that stuff is everywhere. No. I didn't really give up on that one. That one's got a bunch of trash in it. We'll try another spot. Alright. Once again, fill your holes. Oof. Alright. I'll be back to you guys here in just a minute. As soon as I find me another target. I'll be back here in just a second. All right. Whew. I'm gonna have a heart attack there. All right, we're coming down the line. We got another storm, unfortunately, on its way, it looks like, from off the distance here. So we're gonna go ahead, continue on with our targets, and hopefully we find more than just trash. That gold was a winner, and so were those other globs. But boy, oh boy, I sure would love a coin or two. So let's see if we can find a few. All right, back to it. We have left, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 targets left, guys. So we're coming down the back stretch of this. Let's get going on this. Ooh, that's some tough stuff in there. The rain did very little to loosen up my soil. Oh, I'm gonna go get my gloves, guys. That's a little rough. Be right back. Ooh, that was brutal. Oh, all right, guys. We're headed over to another area. Oh, got the detector with me. Holy cats. Oh, I just couldn't do it anymore, guys. After nail after nail after nail. Not this boy. I'm gonna see if we can find something else. Oh, we're gonna go back over that tree. Let's see if we can find something. At least I know there, I'm gonna find something. All right. Whew. All right, plant you down there. We're gonna be detecting right about in here. That's right about where I found that Morgan silver dollar. We're gonna see if we can find something in this area. I'll be right back. After another 8 holes of disappointment, we got another one. We can get up in there and zoom on in. Look at that. Oh my God. I am absolutely cooking out here. That guy's another Indian head. And I believe it is an 1883. I think she's an 1883. Let me double check here. Right in the plug. You know, my goodness, the aluminum around here. Yep, another 1 cent here. There it is. You get up in there. Let me get you zoomed back out. Oh goodness. Oof. Get you out there. There you are. All right. Oof. All right. Looks like she's an 1883. Or 1893, I guess. There we go, 1893. So that's not bad. That's coming up close to what that Morgan silver was. Hey, I'll take it. I'll definitely take it. All right, after almost 11 and a half targets of disappointment. Look at that. All right. We got 2 Indian heads. Not too far off on the dates, too. That's 1902. Let's get this one out of here. That looks like an 1883. 1883. 1883. They were all down here in this hole. Absolutely stunning. All right. I've got a whole bunch more targets to go, guys. Oh, that was well worth it. I was about to give up. Nail after nail after nail after nail, guys. Absolutely insanity. The nails, they were all along across this line. And all of them were showing a sideways profile like a coin. Absolutely nuts. All right, back to the digging. All right, you guys. Got another. Right there. Sweet. That guy was down there a bit. We're talking almost 10 to 18 inches down in this hole. Absolutely awesome. All right. Well, almost lost her. Back her. Oh, that booger is a 1906. See if I can get her in there. 1906. Wow. That is insane. Right out of that hole. Absolutely awesome. All right, we got a bunch more to go, guys. All right, you guys. I've got thunder. I'm hearing it in the distance. I'm going to call it quits for today. But this is our final tally. We have a total of 4 Indian head coins. I have a, looks like to be a 357 mag and a 30-06 round. And then this guy, no idea what that is, but that was almost 18 inches down. No idea. And it sounds like it's made out of coin material too. So, no idea. We'll have a look at that later on. And for right now, I'm going to go ahead and set all this in a bucket of soap and water. And after that, I'll see you guys at the shop.